What's up, man? I'm get 'em. Welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, longly awaited video, I'm gonna compare Dior Homme Intense that I've had for over a year now, new one that I have within the same line, Dior Homme Parfum. As you can see, look at the juice color difference. This one is like yellow, this one is like brown. Parfum, eau de parfum. Dior Homme Intense, Dior Homme Parfum. Let's get into it. So I'm gonna spray the OG that I've had for a long time on my left hand, and then my new acquisition is gonna be on the right hand. Look at the difference though in the cap already. You see this one is like more transparent, thick, has Dior Homme Intense on it. This one right here is thinner. Look at the design here, different. And it also has Dior written all over here. It says Dior Homme all over there. So let's start spraying. Dior Homme Intense, as you can see, my 150 ml bottle. I don't know the batch code, don't ask me. You should have looked at the unboxing. The spray on these things, just magnificent. Oh, that amberette type of musk and the powderiness from the iris straight off the bat. The pear coming in as soon as it starts to dry down a little bit with that woodiness from the cedar with some iso-e super type molecule notes, I know for a fact, for that woodiness. And that amberette with the pear, such a great combination. So soft, comforting. That's Dior Homme Intense for you right there. Now the parfum. Oof, even from the atomizer, this one is just oof. Let me just spray this thing with my right hand so y'all can see the sprayer in action. Just as good as the other one, but you can see it's even more concentrated. Look at my hand, like that oiliness is literally reflective. It's basically a mirror at this point. Look at my two hands and you can tell which one is which. Look at that. Analyze. How tantalizing. The Dior Homme Parfum, you get a blast of some type of like orange blossom and rose, and when it starts to dry down, that's when that iris comes in. But this iris is not as makeup-y as the other one. In a way, it's more concentrated, but it's less powdery right off the bat, but more like an inky iris, more like a fresher iris in a way. And then it gets mixed and blended with some type of sandalwood, gives some nice creamy vanilla vibe to it. And then after that, you get the woods, but the woods are not the same because there's no cedar involved. It's more like a oody, pungent, animalic woodiness with like a punch of leather that stays in for the whole duration of the fragrance. And then in that base, that's when you get that sandalwood. And I think there might be some type of vanilla, I'm not too sure, but all I can say is that Dior Homme Parfum, way more creamy, way more complex. One way to put it is as if Dior Homme Intense is the bare bone of the fragrance, and then Dior Homme Parfum is when it's suited up. You know, the clothing got put on and everything. It's crazy. I have to say though, when you have both beside each other, they do smell similar, but that's just due to the iris that they have, that powdery iris note. However, the strength of Dior Homme Parfum overtakes Dior Homme Intense to the point where you can barely smell Dior Homme Intense when it's side by side. One thing to note though, Dior Homme Intense has a better sillage. When it's in the air, it lingers in a soft way when it's really, really cold. However, Dior Homme Parfum, when it's in the air too, it's strong, but the sillage is not the same. It's strong in its presence for the first 2 hours, but then it becomes more subdued. It seems to be more close to you, but it has amazing, amazing longevity. Between the two, Dior Homme Parfum is definitely the longest lasting of the two. This one you can get roughly 8 to 10 hours on a good day with Dior Homme Intense, but Dior Homme Parfum I can consistently get 12 hours on my skin. Sometimes it will last to the next day. On clothing, this can last you over 3 days. I had a shirt I sprayed it one time. I kept on smelling it. I could still smell that sandalwood, hint of iris with some rose in it for days. This one sometimes will last over a day, but it's not as strong as the Parfum. So if you just want performance, longevity, strength, Dior Homme Parfum wins that one. When it comes to sillage, this one wins in terms of sillage. Complexity. This one is way more complex than this. It has the rose, the orange blossom in the top, and then it has a oudiness, animalic. It has iris, sandalwood gives a nice creamy vibe. This one is just, you get woods, you get a bit of fruitiness on the top, and then iris. Way more simple. To me, I see it like this is the little brother or the son, and this is the father. The father is always stronger, more masculine, dominant, a bit animalic, more classy. And then this is like the everyday little, teenage son, young man. He's there, he's approachable, smelling clean, nice, but nothing challenging. He doesn't have the cojones yet to be challenging the father's position. He's, the little guy. And it's kind of like that in terms of performance. This one will outlast this one, but they have similar vibes. So you can tell that they're from the same line. It's not completely different, but this does take it to another direction. In terms of the scents, which one do I like better? I have to say, with all my experience in the game, it's been a year now. I'm not that experienced with fragrances, but I don't like boring stuff. This is by no means boring. Dior Homme Intense is not boring. But Dior Homme Parfum takes it to a new level. This is like designer niche. You don't smell a fragrance like this anywhere. Even in terms of niche fragrance houses, nothing come close to this in terms of smell. The iris that Dior does, they do it the best in my opinion. And I haven't smelled that many iris fragrances, but that iris DNA they make untouchable. That Tuscan iris, wherever it's from, that's what they call it, I'm pretty sure, on their website. Unbelievable. But Dior Homme Intense, that cedar is a bit annoying to me with the ambrette. It's a bit too much. But when it dries down, that powderiness is to die for. It's just delicious. But then this one, I love oud. Oud to me is something that smells so luxurious, so high class. And then there's the rose. The opening is nice and a bit, fresh with rose. Rose oud is always classy fragrance DNA right away. You get rose and oud, that's a fragrance that costs money. And then the iris is in here, but it has a higher concentration. And then the ambrette is not annoying. Like the musk in here is not the same as this one. This one is definitely like an ambrette. It kind of has a weird wet type of vibe. I don't know, it smells a bit different. But then this one right here is like smoothed out. The composition is a bit higher and well blended. I don't know what they did to the Parfum, but you can tell that something is added into it that makes it a little classier than this one. It's a level above, in my opinion. And then that sandalwood and the dry down is just amazing. I love the creaminess. It almost makes this more lactonic in a way, creamy, and then longer lasting. So for me, I prefer this, the scent. Now when it comes to versatility, which one is more versatile? They're both fragrances that are hard to wear in general because powdery scents, you really can only wear this type of thing in the winter. Yeah, you can kind of pull it off in the fall, but the performance is very, very flat. As soon as it goes higher than 10 degrees, you cannot smell this. You really need wind and cold. But out of the two, this is definitely way more versatile than this one. Things that have oud and leather are usually challenging. And then you add iris to the mix, very hard. This one you can wear basically any day, anytime. In the winter time, I would say you can wear this anytime. Compared to this, not only is it more strong, but it's kind of a rare fragrance. This is more like you're going out to a special event. You want to be the best smelling guy or have something nobody has and just show off like, yeah, I have Dior Homme Parfum. Y'all can't even get this. You put that on with your suit or whatever. You can put it even casual if you want, but because it has more of those challenging notes, this has less versatility than this. On this, you can just wear it for work. And also, because the scent is way more approachable and easier to wear and pull off, Dior Homme Intense is gonna get you more compliments in general because women will like it easier. It's more powdery, has less of those, scary notes like wood and leather. And because of that woodiness, it makes it more versatile and less, it makes it less hard to wear. Things that have oud and all those other combination of notes and that strength of a parfum concentration makes it that the versatility is not really there. So yes, Dior Homme Intense is more versatile than Dior Homme Parfum. The cost is roughly not too far apart. This one costs maybe 20 euros more than this on their official website. But I have the 150 ml version anyway, so it has way more. But in general, which one is my winner? I can't lie, I would love to have both in my collection forever. These fragrances are like my holy grails. This was my favorite scent of all time, and I think this one took the cake because it has those added things and it's just wow. I just love smelling it in general, it's just wow. But this one is easier to wear, so I might be wearing this more, trying to preserve this. But my suggestion is, if you want something that's versatile, that you can actually acquire more easily, which is definitely this one, but also powdery and wood, you like those type of things, very simple, Dior Homme Intense is the one you should get. But if you're someone that likes things that are challenging, that are unique, that nobody has, and you don't mind waiting or, you know, sniping it or even getting it abroad, Dior Homme Parfum is definitely the one to get. Not only does it have different notes that are, you know, super luxurious, like the oud and all that stuff that make it have more oomph than this Dior Homme Intense, I also think that the value that you get from this is also exceptional, because if you don't like it, you can flip it for way more because the demand is so high. This thing is even out of stock in Europe, and that's where it's from, you know, in France. Imagine. This one is their best seller because it's easier to sell, it has less of those scary notes, but people who really know about fragrances, they know that Dior Homme Parfum is where it's at. Ask around and you'll know. But yeah, for me, I prefer this one. For general people, I would recommend you to go for this one because it's easier to wear, easier to get, and you'll probably get more compliments from this because women like that powdery, cozy stuff. This is more strong, masculine, but it has that powderiness with the sandalwood. Classier, more up class. Every day, you smell amazing, let me hug you. So that's Dior Homme Intense versus Dior Homme Parfum. What's your pick? Let me know down in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a great day, night, and or evening. Au revoir.